I want to record our things, but I keep forgetting.
What things?
Us playing.
Oh. Oh. I swear I thought you were automatically recording it. That's the guy, the teacher guy.
The guy who you thought was guilty?
Yeah, that one.
There you are. Well done, both of you.
Professor Mikitova.
Well, seems I was right. Pair, you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say.
Yes, it seems you have planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. See, this is why I thought he was guilty.
Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled.
Meaning I was willing to sacrifice this other guy for you! Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life. I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway.
Try something here.
At least he's honorable.
Oh, it's already out. Shit. Okay. Huh?
I don't know, I just don't know what you're doing.
Well, it's like the camera needs to be shifted.
Oh, I see.
Like I'm cut off.
Oh, I see.
Or
I'm
I
sorry.
need to be over here.
Do you want me
but-
to move over?
No,
Oh.
it's not that big a deal. Nobody really cares.
You
Yeah,
do.
and I was trying to like adjust the camera, like pan it, but it's already out as far as
Gotcha.
it goes, so
Yeah.
it's a physical thing. What? Well, what are you saying, Kazuma?
So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way.
Kazuma!
Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man.
To me?
Yes. You need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case.
Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim?
Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMA. And it was I who invited him.
Oh, I see.
I didn't know that before.
Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible.
But let's not forget who we're going up against. A gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide.
Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight, right to the last. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Now then. I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need.
You always played the girl assistant. You do?
Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama.
Not Ryu, though. You. Naruhodo! Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once.
You're just making him sound like pain.
Oh, well, sorry. You
Court
do it.
recess is over.
Oh, no!
Please
no.
make your way back inside the courtroom at once.
No. We do not have a lot of heart in this game. We are not going to get
That's
a lot of
not
heart in
lot
this
of
game.
heart.
That was totally a lot of hearts.
No, she's country. Like, she would say, "It's time. Let's get back to it, partner."
All right. Okay, so it's a southern balance. Whatever. It was a southern accent. That was the point.
Radio line.
It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow before those old fossils know what hit them.
Kazuma,
What?
thank you. Really?
What for?
Well, if you hadn't said you believed me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now.
Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend.
Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really gonna give up on his dream of studying abroad. It's the kind of true friend he is.
Aww.
So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright then. I'll say the thank yous for after the trial.
You can treat me to one of those
Sukiyaki.
sukiyaki meals I like from Yumai Cafeteria on University Street.
You may, but whatever.
Yumai. What's sukiyaki?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But I just know it's Sukiyaki.
Sukiyaki. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sukiyaki.
I should know that, but I don't. I took Japanese for 5 freaking years. With an extra large portion, of course.
November, 12:09 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2.
The court
That's a hot pot,
hereby,
basically.
hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Auchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. Yeah, thanks to a certain young stripling. I don't know what that is. The prosecutor is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government.
Sorry.
The government scrutinize, that's their job. It's nothing to worry about.
It's highly unlikely that the good relations we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed.
Why does he look so... Oh, I see, now he's worried.
Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation...
And our nation founders? Flounders. That should be that's a typo.
No, it's not.
Founder? What does founder mean?
Pounders. I'm pretty sure it's the same. Well, no, that won't show up. Never mind. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Go back to the history and look at the sentence again.
No, I know what it said, and like,
Oh.
that's not the problem, but never mind.
Whatever.
Again, terribly sorry.
If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, right? Ryunosuke.
What do you mean?
A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England?
Shut up, you jumped-up rookie boy! You and your friend know nothing! Nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in! Aligning ourselves with this great world power will become strong! Diplomacy has never been more critical. Still, Security, political maneuvering is what will secure our futures.
Yeah, dude, your descendant literally, like, gets so embarrassed that he failed at doing his job that he basically defected. So, shut up.
I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there's one thing I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all.
Well said, Ryunosuke. Despite the wide-eyed look of terror, you little something
Brats.
brat.
Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth.
Yeah, right.
With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett.
Yes! Your Excellency!
My God. Extra.
Oh, God, you know what she reminds me of?
She shot him. You know how I know?
How do you know?
Because she has the most her design has the most opportunity to completely change and go
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. No, well, actually, I don't think he got shot.
Have you been spoiling,
No,
cheating?
no. I am even more sure now that I see her and what she looks like. But no, I was thinking that she probably didn't shoot anybody. That he didn't die from getting shot. I think that was just like a very well executed ruse. But I mean, you know who she looks like, right? Dahlia? I mean, she, like, the whole profile thing, like, pretty petite woman.
Maybe his steak was poisoned and then somebody shot him to cover it.
It wouldn't be the steak he can't eat,
Oh
remember?
yeah.
It would be his, tea or whatever.
Never mind. Read your line.
Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan from such a distant land.
Look at his
Such a
creepy
suck
face.
up, I know.
Tea. Someone bring English tea. In England, no discussions take place without tea.
Is that true?
Is that true?
Oh, sorry. No idea.
So,
Oh God.
can we possibly trouble you to say your name and occupation for the court?
Of course. My name is Satoru
Not
Hosonaga.
You know who you are.
I have been working undercover as the head waiter at La Carnival, but my true...
Yes, we already know about you!
Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first.
Is that true?
No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said, your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of.
Oh yes. I think I did, didn't I?
Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Look at that pose. Sorry. Tell me the right way to say his name.
Ryu.
Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking.
Guilty.
So, dear lady, once again, we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please.
Uh,
Uh,
I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what?
The lady says her name is Desale Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student, currently enrolled in Yume University's medical faculty.
Oh my! What a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird song.
As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully enough.
Yes, I agree. You'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does
It's
it?
really weird that... Yeah. Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes. Were you, Nasuke?
The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called La Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct?
She says, yes.
I don't know why she needed that many fucking words to say yes.
This could take some time.
So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese?
I don't know if that's necessary. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately.
Interesting, when you're the one who engineered her escape.
I was just following special orders from the Bureau.
Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps?
It's not necessary, but it's fun.
Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight.
Do you mean to say?
Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood.
Yeah.
Order! Order in the court!
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement.
Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is.
Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described.
Fuck does she have to wear a mask over her eyes?
A frightening and sorrowful sight.
I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterward, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit.
Yeah, cause you couldn't have taken the gun either.
This is condemning testimony indeed.
No, I didn't have any kind of an argument with the professor at all.
Right, you filthy wretch! Look at you black card! And look at this Snow White angel, oh my god. I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe!
You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn.
But he's so annoying.
Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the 2 witnesses who testified before and reported back to the Bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go.
The testimonies of the last 2 witnesses were completely worthless, however.
Well, even so, on the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm.
Under that gigantic fucking dress?
I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she
Yup.
wanted to.
In her fucking hat?
Unless and until the precise location where the witness is donated a weapon can be shown, this is moot.
There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun.
In the hat? In other parts of the hat?
Those are the witness's own words on the matter.
In her boobs?
That's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it.
Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke.
But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day.
I wasn't sure. Oh. If he wasn't shot, it means that she's wearing whatever she used to Dahlia the assault. Kind of like how Phoenix was wearing. You're right about that. Which means this lady was hiding the gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart.
Oh,
Why the fuck would she poison him though?
did you see her?
Yeah.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Why would she kill him?
Oh, yes, Your Excellency.
A frightening and sorrowful sight.
Okay.
So what do you want?
Wait, go back to the lunchtime picture.
Huh?
The lunchtime picture. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Alright, I don't know, press everything.
After 2 p.m., in fact. That's really quite a late lunch, isn't it?
Yeah, keep up with the faster for weird, do you? But I'm just I'm Vogue, is that right?
No.
That's her.
Oh,
Huh?
I know. I'm aware.
Then why are you reading her?
You didn't do her wife.
You didn't give me a chance. I clicked the button and you read it.
Do you want to do her wife?
I guess not.
You can do her wife. Go ahead.
No.
Ugh!
Decisive English no has quite a sting to it.
The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together.
But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first.
Yes, which we can prove from the medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier. That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late.
Yes, that all makes perfect sense.
Such wonderful logic! What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is.
So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next?
He was unable to eat, you say? And that was because he just had a tooth removed at Hoda Clinic, correct? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before you're answering.
Was Miss Brett aware of that fact?
Hi, long play. It seems so, yes. She learned that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate that steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? Why is it on his side then?
That's what I was gonna say.
That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after horrifying events.
Yeah, then why the hell was...
Hi, Indy.
Hi!
Exactly as it was left.
Dear me, what a harrowing experience! To have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady, I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight.
So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink. Oh, I forgot about that at all. That puts a kibosh in my she's actually Dahlia Hawthorne theory. Oopsie.
That's right. Other than some carbonated water.
Okay, never mind.
Just
It's
water?
back on track.
Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each.
Well, there's only one glass then.
They each raised a glass of carbonated water.
What do you think, Ryu Nasuke, about the witness's last statement? It's meaningful.
That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case.
Oh boy.
Wow, how fascinating! Do tell us, what is this profound bearing?
It's that there was only one glass on the table
Yeah.
when they both apparently were drinking.
Yes. The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony.
Well sidestepped, counsel.
Very well. Miss Brett, kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony.
Gladly, she said. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm gonna remember that one.
Which one?
The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase.
I hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryu Nasuke. I love the way he poses. Yeah, object. Present the picture. That one.
Yes,
Music stopped.
Look at that face!
That's it! Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. Well, that is... it's odd. Very odd.
Fucking glasses.
Dear me, what's out is the defense's inability to express itself.
Ryunosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you?
Well, obviously, it's the cheers.
What?
But cheers?
Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1.
Oh! You're quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here.
Objection! Are you supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutia? What possible difference does the presence or absence of the glass make on the case?
Objection!
It shows a lie, and also there's poison in that glass.
Sweetheart, ouchie.
Oh.
Like his name, ouchie. It's
Auchi.
ouchie.
Auchi.
Ouchie.
Auchi.
But that's what...
What?
They said ouchie. It's just funny. Oh my
Oh
god.
gosh.
Read your line.
Minutia, you say? Could it be that the detective here removed the glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence?
Of course not. I would never do something so reckless.
You bundled up an entire fucking witness and shoved her out the door.
There should have been 2 glasses at the table. Or are you gonna try to tell me you can clink with only 1? You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table.
Inspector, what did the lady say?
It would
sorry.
seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. What? It was all so terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she's saying.
Good gracious!
Soy.
I like her.
There! As I assured the court before, this is of no consequence at all!
Good lord.
What?
What?
You guys are very fortunate that I have a strong compressor on this mic.
Shut up!
I'm
Don't
just
be
saying.
a jerk.
I'm just saying. You have
Don't
no idea how piercing
Be-
that is.
Shut up!
Oh, please. I like it. It's fine. It's good.
We must remember that this student had just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or 2 in her state of disarray?
That's absurd.
Also, I would expect her to not conceal things, you dum-dum. Like, oh, I'm accidentally gonna do a really well thought out thing. That's not something you do when you fucking panic. Oh, I'm accidentally gonna mess everything up is what you do when you panic.
Oh, really? So do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable, young, and beautiful woman of mischief?
And murder.
No. This can't be put down to mischief.
I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene.
It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag. where she also held a gun she was carrying.
Also, it got wet all over her handbag.
A handbag, you say?
Yes, Your Excellency. A small, handheld pouch, commonly carried by well-to-do women in England.
But also, that's definitely a gun concealing place.
So the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on the case. The student has been trying to confuse the court with logical... This student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end it comes to nothing. No more pretentious accusations! You wasted enough time already!
Indeed. The lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed this
I'm not
glass.
satisfied with that explanation.
I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement?
No!
Well, I don't know, really.
No! If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance.
Yes, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. Is there a deeper significance there?
The handbag.
Wait! The lady put the glass in her handbag, you say?
Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items.
Small items
Let me
like guns,
see.
you mean?
A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun.
What about a handbag?
But what she forgot to mention was her handbag, in which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun.
I love how he keeps looking at his hands to, like, why did I not make a good banging sound?
You're right!
Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too.
What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard?
It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. A true murder weapon, if you will.
You can't seriously be suggesting...
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes. Did you or did you not search Miss Giselle Brett's handbag on the day of the murder?
Oops.
No, sir. I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag.
Yeah!
Sounds funny when his whole hairdo doesn't go back.
Order! Order! Order!
What is the meaning of this, Inspector?
The meaning of what, Prosecutor Auchi?
Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations.
Fucking hate pain. Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask.
Do you think so, Kazuma? I guess I don't need to do that. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting, simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about.
What?
This photographic
Oh.
print. This print is of a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting.
Wait.
That mark on his...
Yep. That's the same
It's
mark
the
as
same
on
as
the
on the
stake.
plate.
Yeah.
Which...
That means he was facing this way.
But the bulb head was on the right. It should have been his right hand that was on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I mean. He was facing the table.
I know. But if he was facing the table, the bowl head was on here, on his right hand. That's his left hand. That's his
No,
right
it's not
hand.
his right hand.
Shut up.
Also, why the fuck is that bag so see-through? That's really dumb.
But... Well, how... What? Why would he have... What would cause that to be on his hand?
If it was very hot and it burned.
As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag.
Well, I never. You can see right through to what's inside.
Then why the fuck would she try to conceal something in it,
That's right.
since it's see-through?
Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment.
So the contents are clearly visible.
Exactly. So there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. Yeah. As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san.
Order! Order! Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once.
Certainly, Your Excellency. The photograph of the handbag has been entered into the court record.
I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness counsel.
Go back to look at that picture.
The court has been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted into the court record appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my
Go
ruling.
back to the court record.
Why?
So I wanna look at it.
Yeah, that would be a hot plate,
Yeah, that's why it's on the wood.
so
But
it burned him.
why was his hand there? He shouldn't have been eating.
Reaching for the glass?
Maybe.
Or... He
I mean,
was
this is-
holding the glass to cheer, and he slumped,
Maybe. Yeah.
which could have... No, I was gonna say...
I mean, he shouldn't have been sitting this way. Like, there's no reason for him to have been sitting in front of this plate, though. I mean, because he wouldn't have gotten it. So this, theoretically, this is her setting. This should be her chair. This should be what
Well,
she
hold
thinks.
on a second. It's facing that way. His hand...
It would have been like this.
Yeah, it would have had to been sideways.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you could do if you were...
But if you saw in the picture, I think, the flashback, it showed, let's say he was here,
Mm-hmm.
she was over here, not across the table.
Right, yeah.
So if she had the plate in front of her, and he, like, reached over for some reason, no, that wouldn't. I don't know.
It would... Yeah, but I mean, there's no reason he should have been sitting in front of the plate. And we're not 100% clear on how he got from that side to that side, basically. Or how her her place setting moved. We don't really know how that happened. Nobody's mentioned that yet.
I don't know.
It's so weird.
I'm satisfied that there's no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling.
Indeed, and there's only one logical conclusion. And the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime.
No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start.
Welcome to life as a right.
Hi, Mytho. Kazuma?
I'm sorry. Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue.
Sorry. What? You mean this is it?
I must say, you put up quite a fight for a rookie student. But the weak are meat while the strong eat.
Oh, God.
You are wasting your time. There's no way to defeat true justice. In fact, you can chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your soul.
This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty for a crime that I didn't commit?
Probably.
And Kazuma? His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma?
What?
Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around?
You're the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest, which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue.
Very well. I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all.
Smug little...
Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all of the evidence placed before me,
Yeah!
Wait! Your Excellency!
That music! Ryunosuke?
I don't think you can rule on this case yet.
This amateurishness is getting tedious. When his excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol in the courtroom.
Your Excellency? Just a moment ago, you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance, there's no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail I mean, then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question.
Sort of.
This is blatant straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag which one was carrying on the day in question. There could be no problem with this evidence.
You'd better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. When does he ever?
I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag.
Ha! My thoughts exactly.
She hid the glass. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's her story.
yeah.
What's on his wrist is the same marking that's on the steak dinner plate. Like it got burned onto his wrist somehow.
Which he should not have been in front of because he was not eating.
Really, the prosecutor is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes.
Yes, I am desperate. This isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it.
Very well. I will grant the defense one final opportunity.
Wait, we knew she hid the glass. She said she did.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's her story.
But I'm pretty sure she didn't hide her glass. I'm pretty sure she hid his glass. And I'm pretty sure she hid his glass
Poison?
because poison. Which, I mean, okay, look, there's no actual reason why I think it's poison other than she reminds me of a character who poisoned people. That's all. I'm just, but... What?!
Good lord.
But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect.
Well, I don't... That's great. Well, I don't think he was shot in the chest. I think that... Well, I mean, I think it was staged, or it was after he was dead, or something that kind of sounds like he got shot in the chest. Got shot in the chest. But, yeah. I don't think it was...
Indy said court record.
Yeah, I mean, you can see a hole on his shirt and everything. That's the little bullhead, steerhead.
And then it's also on his wrist.
Yeah, which it shouldn't be, because he should not have been sitting in front of that plate. And if at any point the whole thing were to be made to look like he hadn't been dining with somebody, and in fact he was sitting alone, that wouldn't have happened until after this. While he was already facing away, and while he wasn't, there's no reason for him to have that mark on his wrist, or for him to be sitting where he's sitting.
For him to be shot like that,
Yeah,
would he already... Would it have to be point blank?
probably. Actually, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember them saying stuff about it, though.
Because there's not a lot of blood.
Yeah.
The chair was turned around and his wrist. I don't understand the chair turnaround thing. I still don't get
Yeah, I have no idea why it's true. Yeah, and they haven't explained why yet, the place setting is in front of him.
The purse chair is turned around.
Yeah, that might just be because,
I actually
because it
didn't
was
notice
getting
that.
a photograph of it.
And then turned back.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, because it was turned back for this image. We can't see the other chair in this image.
Yeah. But I mean, at one point, the table had been staged.
But here's the problem another problem with the chairs. Look at this
Yeah.
image. They're across the table from each other.
Yeah, I think that's just artistic. I think it's artistic.
Here, they're at 90-degree angles.
I think that's just artistic license, honestly.
Is the bottle still?
Yeah, the bottle's still on the table.
Yep, in both images, it's still on the table.
Yeah. I mean, so there was staging. The,
Whoops, that's not the map. But it also shows 4 chairs at each
Yeah, I think
table, which
there's-
is weird.
Yeah. Well, I think there's supposed to be 4 chairs at all the tables, or there could be, anyway. But I mean, there were only ever 2 people sitting at each table that was having people sit on it. But yeah, so I mean, after he died, there was staging that had to happen to make it look like he was the only one sitting at that table, which meant her place setting had to be put in front of him. The second glass had to be removed, which whether it was her or somebody else, whatever, that part is irrelevant. So it had to be staged. And it's also entirely possible that that the whole the chair getting turned around was just for the purposes of photographing, and he did not die like that and died facing the table.
Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, it's got to be in
Yes,
the pictures.
Your
I guess.
Excellency.
So, take another look at the photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. You will identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded.
You will identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have
We
alluded.
already know what that says. You don't have to read it again in the creepy voice.
And you don't have to be an asshole. And let me
Listen.
read what I want. What is this about?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is, but...
This is just a section where we just got to point
Oh.
out where in the image we see a problem.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah, it is. It matches the print on the
Plate.
plate, yeah.
Look at this here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist.
That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description.
Objection!
Dear me, I was pondering what new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist? Clearly it has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag.
Yes, that is a burn mark, you're right.
Go on, Inspector.
The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report.
What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either.
They're really trying to railroad this kid.
Mm-hmm.
The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by this curious shape of this mark. However, as Prosecutor Auchi points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn.
The railroading is... The railroading is actually pretty much a feature of Ace Attorney games, and it kind of annoys American audiences because the justice system in the games is close enough to our own that we kind of read it as like a mockery of our own, but there are some significant differences that are just very, very not like the way it actually goes. Aforementioned very, very blatant railroading is one. Various other things it's very heavily biased in a way that American audience don't think is true of their justice system, whether or not it actually is. But the game came from Japan, and it had always been a satire on Japan's court system, and because it's fairly similar to our own. They don't have juries or they didn't anyway. I think it changed recently. They didn't have juries and stuff, so the railroading was huge. At the time that the initial games came out, I think the conviction rate in Japan was something like 98%. I mean, you got arrested and you went to trial, you were gonna get convicted. It was pretty much, a sure thing, and it was due to a variety of reasons, some of which are very bad things. But yeah, so the railroading is a staple of all the Ace Attorney games.
Can I read?
Yes, sorry, I'm nerding.
Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the Dean and other university staff. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now.
No.
Of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway.
What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with the case?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in the hope that I might uncover something useful.
Yes, you're right.
I am?
If we can just link that burn to the case, if we can do that, we might be able to prize the shutting door back open again.
Just get up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that.
Desk slam.
Indeed. I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture.
Apparently the regular prosecutor's desk slam is really something to behold. Can't wait till we get there. But if we had evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it.
I would, yes.
To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face.
Really? I have to find some link between that burn and the case. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what the burn really means.
So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the victim's burn and this trial.
That one. Yeah.
Yes!
Love it when the music stops.
What's this, counsel? Yet another print?
Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore.
Do hurry up, Ricky! What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further really would be quite inexcusable.
Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore.
You know what the first things Victorians started photographing once they got access to
How?
photographs? Dead bodies. That was the first thing they decided that they were gonna get pictures of.
What?
Dead bodies.
How?
Objection!
You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy! That's how your game? If that's your game, let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. What is it in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn?
It's a little hard to...
Yeah.
Yes!
The beefsteak?
Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on.
The plate? Ah!
Your Excellency! Are you alright?
As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of La Carnival.
Ah!
This emblem on the plate and the victim's burn are exactly the same shape.
Oh god. What is it?
You missed your line.
No. Ryunosuke. You genius. What did Ayuchi say?
Ah!
You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant.
Technically, it could be from a different place at the restaurant.
But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been on the day before, or the day before that. It most likely happened at some other unrelated time.
Well,
Objection!
Sadly, Prosecutor Ayuchi, the chances of that are extremely slim.
thanks.
What?
The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector
Unless he
Hosonaga?
was already dead when he got the burn.
I would have thought that he couldn't have been dead and he got the burn. I guess.
Maybe he had his glass up, or he was drinking, got poisoned, and
Yep, that's what happened. What? But why was he sitting in front of the fucking steak?
I don't know. Unless he was cutting it for her because it's a gentlemanly thing to do.
Yeah, but
But
that
then
steak
he would
didn't
be
look
feeding
cut.
it to her. Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly.
But
would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although there is not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. This was no mild
It
burn,
must have happened
that's
after
for
he
sure.
was dead.
Or if he was holding a glass, got shot, and fell on it. But I still don't know why he would be alive
In front of that plate,
in front
yeah.
of the plate. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds.
Ooh.
It's inconceivable that the victim wouldn't have let out
Yeah.
a scream of pain then.
I wonder if that's true.
I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all.
Yeah, and he must have been dead already.
And the head waiter of La Carnival, as the head waiter, I can testify to that without hesitation.
But you're a detective, not a waiter!
Don't cheat, don't cheat.
Yes!
I'm just looking up what 90 centigrade is.
There you have it. Something isn't right here. As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that.
And yet, Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream on that day or any before it.
It's about 195 Fahrenheit.
Thanks. I was looking it up.
I was gonna say you just asked chat.
Well, whatever.
Indy and Long are like super smart.
Yeah, 20.
Shy of boiling.
boiling.
Ouch.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be 3rd-degree burns right there. Ugh. That's gonna leave a scar.
And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either.
Yeah, he was definitely dead.
I don't know if it leaves a scar on a dead person.
That's why I said would have left a scar.
Fuck. I gave you the smug face and everything.
Yeah, I know. What are you suggesting?
So was he sedated? And
Probably. More likely he was dead.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think
But
he
it
was
doesn't
just
make
dead.
sense. I don't understand. We don't understand.
Yeah, we still have no idea why he's sitting in front of the stupid plate.
Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day,
That would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel.
then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antiques dealer, all of us would without any question have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Auchi?
Also, I'm glossing over this part because I think this is just like, artistic license, but by the time that they had food and, he died, there's no way that plate would have still been 90 degrees centigrade. It would cool down.
Not that much.
I mean,
Because you still have the hot state. It's kind of like keeping the
well,
heat
yeah,
there.
but I mean, they serve.
But
they
then
serve
again, if you
things-
ate as much steak as they did,
Yeah, and that this would have happened at the end of their meal. What's his face? The two buddies there had their whole meal.
it literally happened right at the delivery of the plate. I don't think so, because what happened to all the steak that was eaten?
Yeah, it wouldn't have happened. But I think that the cooling down of the plate is just artistic license because that happens and it's a video game.
Well, yes, I suppose.
So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream?
I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think?
Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap.
Yep.
Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun. His eyes aren't shaking right now.
No.
There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson.
Dead. Yep.
I hadn't noticed the burn.
Yeah, I just
what
didn't
now?
notice it.
You see the Ace of the Phoenix?
Yeah.
No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. It was already dead. That's clearly impossible. Apart from in one particular situation.
Counsel, are you suggesting...
Height, it's only possible if the man was already dead.
Already?
Dead?
Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead.
Wait.
But that's madness!
Nah, the detective waiter.
Order, 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 please! Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot.
That's right! That's absolutely right, Your Excellency! This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp of the facts!
I don't think it was the detective waiter that played a part in this because
Yeah, no, I don't.
because he wasn't really helping her when he should have been if he was part of it. He was
Yeah.
actually calling out some things that went against her.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he's definitely sketchy, but he's undercover detective sketchy, not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but if the plate got brought out and he was already dead when the plate was brought out.
Did you read this one already?
Yes.
Objection!
No, Prosecutor Aichi, it's you who has no grasp of the facts.
I beg your pardon?
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it.
Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement.
But, Your Excellency!
The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Sorry. God, I hate it when the music dies down when people do things.
What was that smile? Yes, of course.
Oh,
I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially if that helps relations between my country and yours.
if you can speak Japanese.
Oh,
Miss Pratt! You speak Japanese?
Well, of course I do. I am studying in your country after all.
but then why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now?
My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world.
Oh, shut up!
As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible.
Wow! Wow!
But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous... Can you hush? Seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level.
Well, you're the epitome of true English gentlewomen!
Why is he still defending her?
Because he's fucking dumb and he's a pain.
We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us.
Did you make a
Stupid
pun?
racist.
What?
Did you make a pun? He said he's a pain.
Yes, I did.
You never make puns.
I can't not make that pun. Because it's his name.
I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson.
So, you finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting for you, Nasuka. We should probably stop now.
Yeah. And scene.
She's horrible. I hate her. I hope we get to stab her.
Victim's death.
Oh god, you should. You should make her talk with a southern accent. Or like really, really bad Cockney.
Give me an example.
I don't know. I hate her so much. I don't want her to sound pretty and refined.
And you think my voice for her sounds pretty and refined?
Comparatively. Shut up. Like, I want you to make her sound like Lada.
No.
I hate her so much.
Lada?
Not Lada, her. Lada's cool. I mean, she's annoying as shit, but
Do
she's
it
cool.
in a baritone? With a snort?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that would be.
I mean, I don't know about that baritone, but snorting would be fun. But wait, so if he burned himself pretty much when the plate got there.
I really don't know what's going on. I can't explain the whole chairs thing. And why the hell the plate was on his side. Why a third of the steak was eaten.
Yeah, and I don't know which parts of those are like plot holes and which parts actually matter. Because, you know, the game sometimes does that. They sometimes have plot holes like that where shit doesn't make sense. And, you know, leap of logic.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, she's literally standing up there in a court of law and talking to the highest court of law in the whole country and talking to what is, you know, ostensibly the most powerful judge in the whole country. And she's just staring him right in the face and saying, I don't want to speak Japanese because your language is base and ugly. Like, how the fuck would she feel if somebody went and told the queen that the way the queen
And
talks?
now look at today's day and age. My, how the turns have tabled.
No, stop saying that. I hate when you say that. Stop saying that.
No, I'm just...
I mean, they still totally have like really, really awkward like worship of royalty in the UK still. So.
Okay, it is 8:30. I'm really tired today.
I am too. I'm gonna go to bed.
But thank you guys for hanging out. I'm gonna be in a Dalical stream in about half an hour. Liam's gonna go do stuff.
Going to bed. I don't know why you weren't going to bed.
But I might see you over at Dalicals or just around. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Thank you.
And we will be back again for this on
Returns.
Friday, most likely.
Friday, right?
That's
yeah.
the schedule anyway, so
Yeah.
see you at Skyrim. Alright, see you guys.
Skyrim! Who's playing Skyrim?
Dalical is. That's
Oh,
where
that's
I'm
so
going.
cool! I bet they know how to
Skyrim
play it
Sundays.
right. You told everybody about your incompetence at Skyrim?
Alright, have a good day.
He's incompetent at Skyrim!
Bye.
Monday reading, Andy, Monday reading.
Yes, yep. I have no plans on changing that, so. See you guys.